What the? Chef Bumbles is back. Oh, I was hoping that music would keep going. I'm walking very slow because I weigh too much. So, give me 2 seconds. Alright. We are free to move about the cabin.
Hello.
Hello?
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Well, I guess since you asked nicely.
It's stuck.
Clean room suit. Take it just in case. Never know if I might need to hitman it. Into the futuristic elevator we go.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us.
Gotta be quiet.
I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression.
I will give you a
Welcome to the
chance.
Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future.
Is this
It
Elysium?
has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable.
Obviously.
I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone.
Well,
But that
let's
can wait.
talk.
You are here for a specific, very personal reason.
This is like the Matrix. This dude
You are
is the
here
architect and our son is
For your
Trinity.
son.
That's not him. Guarantee it.
Broken.
Let me in here. What are you doing? You playing with the microscope? Applicator. I'll take that. I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna take it. And those are some really cool looking tweezers, so I'm gonna take them. And I want that because it's cool looking. And I'm carrying too much now. God damn it. Well,
Don't have the key.
so what do? Did I just go in an elevator for
No
nothing?
use. Sean?
What?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
What?
Sean? Is that really you?
Who are you?
Sean, where is everyone?
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
He's not talking to us when he says father.
Yes, it's me, your dad.
No.
I'm here,
He's
Sean.
talking to
going
the
on?
architect.
Father? Father!
Sean, open the door.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Who is Father? Where
I
is
should have
he?
put on the cleaning suit.
Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Oh, damn it. Are you the architect?
Sean,
Yes, you are.
S923, recall code Cirrus.
Are they cloning my kid?
Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just
Makes
now
sense.
beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey
Obviously.
here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father.
No, you are
Welcome
not.
to the Institute.
Father?
Father?
That's your name? Your title?
Father is my
Ooh.
unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute. Just as you mean to your son.
Because he gives birth to
Sean.
all the synths.
I'll make this very simple. Where is my son?
He's here, in the Institute. Closer than you think. But I need
no,
you
is he
to
Sean?
realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me.
I knew it.
I am Sean. I am your son.
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In
That's
the
what
vault,
your mother said when you were conceived.
you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it
I knew
really
it was more
so
than
hard
10.
to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
You may have gray hair, but you are not showing wrinkles on that face at all. Makes sense.
But why?
Why?
Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it? Why me? At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Human synths? Really?
Human-like synths. A great distinction. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts
Damn it,
to
none of this
shield
is gonna be up
themselves
there.
from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
So you were here
And you-
the whole time.
You've been down here the whole time?
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions.
You've never seen the outside?
Anything I can do to help you understand.
Oh, man. Let's talk about your mom
Your mother.
first.
She never got to see you grow up?
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records
Horrible?
of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
You just called your own mother collateral
Collateral
damage?
Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. and asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Tell me why Kellogg was a douche.
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the collateral damage to a minimum. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Okay. Tell us
So
about
you're
this,
in
dude.
charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
We already asked him why you really.
But
Let's do it again.
director? Why you?
I was the most qualified for the position. Obviously. I've lived my life
Obviously.
within these walls. Dedicated to science like every other member of the Institute. My hard work has paid off. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. I know there's more for us to discuss. But the Institute
But what?
is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you?
It
Isn't
does.
that what you want?
You want me
You
to
want
stay
me
here?
to stay?
In the Institute?
Yes, that is what I propose. Is it so hard to imagine? The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been
But
in the
all those
Commonwealth.
people.
You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
How can you say that? How can you be so dismissive of all those people? Everything they've done?
Because it is the simple truth. And I believe you know it too. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We
I can
really
give you
do
that
have
chance, but I don't wanna
humanity's best
stay.
interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
Are you sure you want this?
Yes, I am. It would benefit us both to work together.
Are you gonna turn me into a Kellogg? Shit. I don't know.
I just don't know.
Just give it time. Give the Institute a chance. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
Oh, so do we get the weaknesses? I don't know. Why are you standing there like that?
Sean, about this synth.
You mean the child? It's a fascinating project, really. There are issues to be solved, of course, but we've made remarkable progress.
Why build it to look like you?
We'd advanced the technology behind synths to a point where this struck me as an interesting variation. A new angle, if you will. Modeling it after myself seemed only natural, what with the Institute's records and my genetics and physiology. I'll make sure it's brought back online in the near future. You'll have an opportunity to interact with him.
Oh, that's
for-
why he's standing like that? Okay.
I'll admit I'm curious. As a parent looking for a child, looking for the younger version of me,
I thought it was you.
what do you think? Do you think you could love him
Oh.
like you would a real boy?
Ooh.
I don't need a synth. I found the real Sean.
Yes, but not the Sean you were looking for. In some ways, the synth is far closer to what you expected. I wouldn't claim to know everything you're feeling, but if in some small way the boy's presence can help, I hope you'll keep an open mind.
It's messed up, though. It's not... He's not what created with your mother. He is what you created with your
Sean,
hands.
let your surroundings be a reminder of what
sounded
science and willpower can accomplish.
Alright. Let's go talk to all these people he wants us to talk to. In the Commonwealth?
Whatever you have to say is very...
Because I'm not on board with that.
Now simply isn't the time.
Well, fuck you then. Tell me what you're working on.
All of my work is important. Now, if you're quite finished, I'd very much like to get back to these mental equations. Difficult
Yeah, okay.
enough without the distraction.
Yeah, well, I'm going to punch you in your face.